Hey guys, it's Cassie. Today we're going to be working with one of my most favorite subjects in trig. It's super useful and applicable, and it's pretty easy if you understand proportions. It's called law of sines. So before we do our first example for law of sines, we need to know the formula we're going to be using. So if we're given any triangle ABC with angles ABC and side lengths ABC respectively, so meaning A is across from A, B is across from B, C is across from C, then the following equations are true. So law of sines works in specific cases. It only works in cases where you can actually set up a proportion. So to use it, you use law of sines, we have to be given at least 3 pieces of information. So if I am given sine A over A, sine B over B, as long as I have 3 pieces of information, I can solve this proportion. You're not necessarily going to be solving all 3 of these at the same time. It's just showing you that they're all proportionate to one another. So here's the first problem. It says to solve triangle ABC given the following. We're given 2 angles and a side length. So the first thing to observe is that we have 2 angles and a side length. That's going to help us when we start solving. When it asks us to solve a triangle, it means to find all the remaining lengths and angles. Our game plan for doing this is going to be to draw a diagram. It's really easy when we can see what's going on visually, and then use the law of sines. So let's look at this triangle. We know that angle A is 36, so angle A is labeled as 36. B is 48, so it's labeled as 48. And then we know A is 8, so that goes across from the angle A. And then we don't know B or C. So the first thing we can do, it doesn't matter where we start, but the first thing I'd like to do is to find our last angle, since that is going to be pretty fast. So I need to find angle C. Let's write down what we're missing. I'm going to need to find angle C, I'm going to need to find the side length B, and I'm going to need to find the side length C. So angle C, a triangle equals 180. So if I know one angle is 36 and the other is 48, if I take these 2 angles and add them together and subtract them from 180, I will get my last angle. So angle C is going to be 96 degrees. Then from there, once I know my 3 angles, I need to find side length C and side length B. And since I'm only given side length A, I have to use that one for setting up my proportions. So for side length B, I'm going to use my law of sines and set up a proportion. So I'm going to start with A, since again, A has a given angle and side length. So sine of 36 over 8 equals, then I'm solving for B, so I'm going to use angle B, so sine of 48 over the letter B. Now you can see here, like I said, you have to have 3 pieces of information. So I have sine 36 over 8, sine 48 over B, and then I'm going to solve this. So it's going to be, I'm going to cross multiply. So 8 sine 48, so I'm cross multiplying these together, is going to equal B sine 36. Divide both sides by sine of 36. Divide by sine 36. That cancels here. And then I'm just going to plug this into the calculator. When I plug this into the calculator, I'm going to get approximately 10.1. So B is approximately 10.1. Then I do the last side, which is C. So I'm again going to use A. I'm going to set up this same proportion. I'm going to use angle A and side length A because I was given those, and I never want to use an approximate value. So since 36 is exact, 8 is exact, that's the one I'm going to repeat. I get sine 36 over 8 equals, then I'm doing angle C, so sine 96 over little c, cross multiply again, so those go together, 8 sine 96 equals C sine 36. Divide both sides by sine 36. Divide by sine 36. And then here I'm going to plug that into the calculator again to solve for C. And this is C is going to be approximately 13.5. So I'm going to write it up here, 13.5. So I'm going to fill that in on my triangle. B is going to be 10.1, C is going to be 13.5. The reason I'm filling it in is so now I can check to make sure that actually makes sense. So if I look at this, I'm going to just make sure my angles and side lengths make sense. So 36 is my smallest angle, so it should go with my smallest side, which it does. 48 is my middle angle, so it should go with my middle length side, which it does. And then 96 is my largest angle, so it should go with my largest side length, which it also does. So that's just a quick check to make sure you did everything correctly, and that's how you apply law of. Thank you guys so much for watching my videos. If you want to get better at math, subscribe to my videos here. If you want more information on math, click on my website link here.